thought that an exciting extended 2 week spring break would have turned into a year's worth of social isolation, masks, excessive hand washing, and no toilet paper. Hello, I'm Michelle Lopez, and COVID-19 has significantly altered the lives of everyone throughout the entire globe. So today we will discuss the impact COVID-19 has. Living in isolation for over a year now has helped me realize that no one is exempt from the dangers and the changes brought by COVID-19. In fact, according to the CDC's COVID data tracker, there have been 575,491 deaths in the U.S. alone. If you know the harmful effects caused by COVID-19, then you know your family and even you can be affected by this virus. To begin, we'll discuss what my life was like prior to COVID, and then we'll talk about what my life has looked like throughout this pandemic, and finally we'll mention how this pandemic has started changing some things to go back to normality. So now that you've been introduced to the basics of COVID-19, let's take a look at what my life looked like prior to this pandemic. So before this pandemic, a normal high school day for me began at 5 a.m. when I would get up, brush my teeth, and wash my face before coming back into my room to pick out an outfit, get dressed, and put shoes on, followed by me sitting at my vanity to do my makeup and do my hair. When I was done doing all of this, it would be around 6 a.m., so I would grab my backpack and everything I needed for school that day and headed to the kitchen for a quick breakfast before brushing my teeth and heading out to catch a school bus at 6:30. Once I arrived at school, I would wait for my first period bell to ring at 7 o'clock and go throughout my day in my 7 high school period classes before ending the day at 2:50 p.m. Once I was home, I would have a quick snack before starting homework or doing anything I needed to do that day, and around 7 p.m. I would hop into the shower, and once I was done, I would get dressed, brush my hair, brush my teeth, do my skincare and night routine before getting into bed around 10 p.m. and the next morning would be the exact same cycle all over again. So now that we've described my life in detail prior to COVID-19, let's see what my life has been like through this pandemic. So now with COVID-19, we have so many restrictions like wearing masks, social distancing, no big gatherings, and my family has taken COVID-19 very seriously. So for the first time ever, we haven't celebrated holidays or birthdays with any of my huge family. We also have taken safety protocols very seriously in stores and in school. So COVID-19 has also changed the way I do school because now everything is online and I no longer have to wake up super early like before. Now I wake up at 8 a.m., get up, wash my face, brush my teeth before taking my little sister to school, and when I get back, I start doing my work in my PJs for a couple hours before having lunch and then getting straight back to work for a couple more hours before I have to pick up my 3 sisters from school. Once I do that and get back home, I do work for a few more hours up until about 6 o'clock before I start working out until 7:30. Once I'm done working out, I eat and shower, brush my hair, do my night routine, and I'm in bed by 10 p.m. So after hearing what my schedule has changed to during this pandemic, let's look at what minor changes have been made in order to get us back to normality. So after living in this pandemic for over a year, people are tired of the restrictions like masks and no big gatherings, and therefore they have started discarding these regulations as if this global pandemic were gone. This has been occurring far more after the mask mandate was lifted in Texas by Governor Greg Abbott as of March 10, 2021, along with increasing the capacity of businesses to 100%. In a press conference, Greg Abbott stated that with the medical advances of vaccines and antibody therapeutic drugs, Texas now has tools to protect Texans from the virus. In my opinion, this is a negative change for Texas, but fortunately, throughout the entire country, more and more people are starting to trust this vaccine and therefore are starting to get vaccinated more and more in order to protect not only themselves but their families as well. So hopefully this will stop or at least slow the spread of the disease to help us to get back to normal. So now that life has started to get a little bit back to normal, let's take a look at what we've discussed. So today we talked about COVID-19 and how it has altered my day-to-day life. First we looked at what my life was like prior to COVID, Then we looked at what my life was like, is like through this pandemic. And lastly, we discussed what minor changes have been made to get our life back to normal. COVID-19 has hit the world unexpectedly and changed the way our normal lives function. This catastrophic event will most definitely be one to go down in history books for sure. And one day, this pandemic will just be something we can remember when our kids or grandkids happen to find a mask in one of our old boxes and begin asking questions. Thank you.